So you want to draw from your imagination, but you're having a hard time. Today I'm going to show you in Photoshop how to exercise the thoughts in your head step by step from having the initial thought to putting it onto, in this case, into pixels or onto paper. Many times with me, I have an idea of a character or a scene, but sometimes it just doesn't come out how I wanted it. So I may have to do 2 or 3 different takes on it to get it to look right. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to exercise the mental thought and putting it on paper. Let's start with conjuring up images. For example, clown. As soon as you hear the word clown in your mind, you think of a type of clown. What is the clown doing? Is he juggling? Is he sitting? Is he jumping in the air? So that's the next step. Have that picture in your mind. In this case, we're doing fantasy art from our imagination. And what I want to do is I want to draw a bat today. So you hear the word bat and you have an image of this bat creature with pointy ears and leathery wings. When we do fantasy art, it doesn't have to be lifelike. And what I mean is it doesn't have to imitate life completely. As long as it has the essence of a bat. Let's have the bat flying. So this is where you decide, you can easily draw a bat like this, right? And you say to yourself, well, here's my bat. I'm done. Sure, it's a cartoon bat, and you're done. If that's what you want to do. But I want to do more of a, a little more realistic, a lot more detail than just a cartoon bat. Which direction is it flying? Is it flying towards us? Is it flying away from us? And if it's a 3/4 view, is it a front view? Is it a top view? Or you're looking from the bottom? So those are the things you have to think about in your mind. And I have this picture in my mind of this bat flying to the right. We could see the underside of it. I'm going to start with the body, just like this circle here. The next thing I would do is probably the head. Here's the head. And the next thing I'm going to do is probably the wings. It's okay to look at reference, by the way. So as you can see, here is a bat wing. So the shoulder is here. It comes out. Here's the elbow and it goes up. And then all these little parts are its fingers. And I'm going to just really quickly, the shoulder's here. One wing. Now this is the first pass. I may change this wing completely, but this is my first pass. And he has his little fingers. And then we have the other wing back over here on the other side. So we have to imagine this wing on the other side of the body. And it'd be probably sort of like, let's see, if he's flying. This wing might have to be adjusted. So we have one wing over here, and that wing's foreshortened because this is not facing us, it's facing away from us. And we just see a little sliver of it. And I'm just doing this real quick, and then we have this little leathery piece that goes there, and then it attaches to the body. We could have the legs sort of hanging down over here. And now we can go in there and start to make things a little exaggerated if you want. Like this is the chest area and it's fur. Put one eye here and the other eye over here. So this is where you have to use your imagination. Placement of everything, the eyes, the ears, because we're not looking at reference photos. Unless you want to know what the ear looks like, then you look at a picture and then you put your ear. So I can make this guy, maybe he's a cartoony bat, and he has his ears right here. And so this is where you start refining your creature. Maybe the ear could be further back. I'm gonna try that. I think it's too close to the eyes. And inside of the ear, there's little details. And I have to move this one back too. Now so the other ear would be over here. So there we have the makings of a bat creature. And I'm starting to work on the bone structure of the head. Maybe you could put some little dots there for the nose at this stage. This is the sketch stage. Matter of fact, I'm going to change these teeth here. I want to see the rest of the mouth area. And I'm going to go ahead and put the teeth again over here. One here, and one over here. Now this is an exaggerated sort of on the cartoony side of things. And we can give this guy some eyebrows or brow, a ridge there. Or maybe not, maybe it doesn't work. I'm thinking about it. So this is the kind of stuff that, like, okay, do I like that? Do I not like that? Maybe he has some hair that flies that way. Because he is a hairy bat. And then I can just pump up the transparency to 50% to get some finer lines. Now he looks very stubby. I take a look at this and he's mostly just chest, and his legs are kind of small. So I'm gonna erase these legs because I think they're a little small. Erase this, erase that. Back to 20%. And this underside could be in shadow. Now his legs, will they be straight out or bent? Let's see what happens if I bent them. There's a hip here. It may not look right, but we want to test out the concept. And then these feet would be curled under like this. And that looks sort of weird. What if we make the feet going forward, like he's gonna land on something? So I will erase this. Wrong brush, there we go. Now I'm gonna try the feet moving forward. Like he's gonna, now since he's gonna try to land on something, the body's gonna curve. So you have to sort of use your imagination again. So instead of having the body going straight back, we're gonna curve it like this. Like that. So now we're changing the dynamics because we're trying out ideas. And I'm going to have come to a point here and have one leg here, and then the other leg sort of coming towards us like that, and maybe one toe and the other toes that way. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna give them 3 toes. So it's like I said, it's gonna try to land on something. So here's the leg, and the knee area up here. I'm gonna get my eraser just to clean up some of this information, because it can get pretty messy. And then the other leg over here. And you can have this be hairy. And you can give him a little tail. And then we have the claws. So as you can see, these are done really quickly, just like, because this is still the sketch phase. I'm not refining things yet. And then we have the bottom, and these would be more, they'll be more curled because they're facing us. This foot's facing us more than the other foot. So you have to curl that a little more. And probably clean that up a little bit over here. Usually when birds are going to land, they sort of like, or bats, they use their wings to slow down some so they can attach themselves. So this wing works, it looks like it's doing that already, so I'm just gonna fix this here because it's no longer flying, it's getting ready to land somewhere. So that means I have to adjust the other one. This other wing over here is now like this. And maybe it's doing this now. So you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let me erase the other parts. So you get a clear picture of what's going on. And then look at it and think about it, see if it looks right. Let's be like this, let's be like that. Maybe out a little more. Oops. Let's space these out a little more. And I'll have to erase this here. And I want to make sure this is right. Goes into that part of the body. I'll erase this. So as you can see, you know, little by little, this thing's coming along. And here you can put a few spikes if you like. Let's make this one come out a little more. Now we can define the arms here. We have the shoulder there, Then we have the little bicep. Then we have the forearm. We might not see much on the other side. Maybe just that. And over here it'd be thicker at the beginning of the wings, right here where the fingers are attached. And these could also have little spiky things at the ends of it. After all, it is fantasy art. And so this would be thicker over here. Thick to thin. So I pretty much got my sketch done where I want it. So the next step would be to refine this. So I'm going to create a new layer now. So that's my sketch layer. Now this is going to be the lighting layer. And I'm going to have this in shadow for now. All this in shadow. This will probably be in shadow here, since that part of the wing is probably curling over some, which means I could probably do the same thing here. I can curl this one over so it's like this. Now we'll erase this part of the wing. Oops. Wrong layer. Forgot to switch my layers. So it'd be like this. To show this sort of curling over. And this, oops. Go back to the top layer. And here, this would be in shadow. Lights hidden that way. Maybe this part of the wing will be in shadow. So the light's catching on this part of the wing. And this could be in shadow here, as well as the stuff in the back. This should be in shadow. Assuming the light's coming from the right side. You want to leave some places that there's light to have some interest. Like, and you can see the light hitting the muscle here. And then goes to darkness back here. Remember, you have full control of light and shadow. It doesn't have to be realistic. I'll put this in shadow so you can see the teeth pop up. And this will probably be darker, so we can see the chest pop up like that, this little chest part, and so forth. You know, you start messing around with your lighting. Chest area. And here we'll probably have shadow on this left side of the leg, and this side over here. And this side could be completely in shadow because we can. Because we have control of light and shadow. And go with a darker color. Let's go with 50%. So there we have our bat sketch from beginning to end. So when you do a creature or whatever you're drawing from your imagination, think about everything. So if you're going to draw a person standing, okay, that's a start. The next thing is, what's the person look like? You know, the next thing, what is it wearing? Does it have a hat? Does it have a shield? Does it have a sword? Bracers, whatever. And you start to dress up your character. And you do it one step at a time, one detail at a time, until you got a fully finished sketch. And don't be afraid to change things. If you don't like what you see the first time you're doing it, well, move some things around just like I did. And then you end up, you know, that's how you work the memory out, your imagination. And anyways, I hope you like this video, and I will see you next time. Take care.